Hi, this is Wayne Green, AMS Controls. Today we're going to cover part printers and how to set up a print message. Go to the Controller tab, select Print Message Setup. Here you will see all the different messages that you have set up or are going to set up. Select the one that is most like the one you want to set up. Click Add, and it will say use the highlighted record for base. Select Yes. I then type in a new message. I'll type in new message. I'll hit save. And now I have copied the test into the new message. I then click Setup. Setup now gives me the same data that I had on the previous message. In this case here, typically the rotation is 270. It depends on how the part is printing. If it's printing along the part, such as a stud, typically it's set up at 270 degrees. The font, you have all different selections here on what you want. In this case here, the Y is a logo. If we come all the way up here to the top, we have different font sizes and different DPIs in which this can print at. This is also going to be in the basis of what your printer is. So if we have here, this is selected as a Matthews printer 4201. This printer is selected. If we go back to messages, this here I selected, I wanted a part, the part printer, and then this here would be the different printer that I want to select. In this case, I selected the Matthews 4201. Let's go back to setup. These typically, the X and Y's are typically 0 and size is 0. Next is going to be where is the data source coming from. So are we pulling the information directly from the controller screen or are we pulling it from Eclipse? If we pick the information from the controller, I then come down here and select the Edit Print Data tab. I select this here and this gives me a list of the data. Because I selected the font, it only gives me this one option here to select the font logo. And then I type in the text and where that font is located. Come down here to the next line. This font is set at 0, which is 7 by 5 plus 1 font. Here we've selected this to be the controller. I now want to hit Edit the print data, and now I have all this different information in which I have to pick from. So what happens here is I've now chosen I want the length in decimal inches. I can also come down here and select I would like to have the current date, and I would like to have the current time in which it got produced. Down at the bottom here is different formats in which you can select these to be. This is set up as default. So there's different tables. There's also a date, time, and year. This font here, or not font, but format in which can be selected. Then hit OK, and you can see that this information now is selected here. I did not, if you notice, I did not hit OK on the date and time. So I'll come back here and edit that. So if you don't select it here, so in this here I selected the time, hit Add, hit OK. And now we'll print the length in decimal inches, no spaces, current date, no spaces, the current time. If I want spaces in between these, I hit Edit Print Data, and I will go down here and select spaces. So hit Add, and that's good. That error, I went back and selected the order number. I put space in and an order number. So you notice here that when I select a space at the bottom, I hit Add, and it'll give me at the bottom here, give me the width of spaces that I want. So if I want to put in 2 spaces, I hit 2, enter. I now select if I want another line of data to be selected. If I want to pull information out of Eclipse, I then hit select here Eclipse, select Edit Print Data. And now there is a different set of data. Some of it is overlaying from what comes from the the controller has and Eclipse has the same, but there's a lot more information in the Eclipse source than there is in the controller source. At this point, I can now select if I want the customer's name. I would like to have the work order number. Here's the work order. Add. I would like to have space. And then I'd also like to have, let's just say I want to have a text in here. So let's select text, add, and I can put down here super product. Okay. And now it's going to print the customer's name, the work order, one space, and super product. I then hit save. Then exit out of this window. Go to controllers. Set up print defaults. I then now select I want to do part marking. So this is a custom message. So I then select custom, and then out of here this is going to be new message. It's coming out of the order because it was stated there as an order, and then I have information in here selected. So I then go through here and select new message. There is no information in the bundle and no information here as far as the new message goes. I then hit save. Then I hit make sure Eclipse COM is running. I then hit send controller based. This will take a few seconds. Now I'm not currently hooked up to a machine, so this is the information that's going to pop up with. Once you select this here, it'll say it's sent to the machine. At this point, as long as the controller is communicating with the printer, this should print on the very next message that the order was sent down on. So make sure that under orders, schedule order edits, that you retract all the orders that are at the line that are in blue, recall them, and then send them back down so the message is with them. Thank you. This is Wayne Green with AMS Controls Product Manager.